So today's tutorial is gonna be a basic tutorial, and it's gonna be an introduction to Houdini. And we are not gonna open Houdini, by the way. So, but don't worry, in the next tutorial we are going to open Houdini. But now what I need you to do, it's like to listen and check the link below, and I will send you a link so you can open a PowerPoint presentation that I made for you, so you can understand Houdini. What is it first? So don't just jump into the application. So let me open this presentation for you. So in this presentation, I made an overview when I said that Houdini, what is Houdini? And Houdini is an advanced procedural modeling, animation, effects, simulation, rendering, and compositing package. And Houdini's power is based on procedural workflow. Working in Houdini involves creating network of nodes connected together that describe the step to accomplish a task. For example, a node that creates a box, it might be wired into a node that extrude side of the box, then a node that subdivide the polygon, then a node that edit the point position. This gives you tremendous power. So you can go back to previous node in the network and change selection, change setting, or swap out assets, and the change automatically propagate through the network to change the final result. You never have to undo or start over and recreate your work to change or a decision you made earlier. It's encourage rapid prototyping. You don't have to throw away work. You do exploring ideas. Just reuse a part of the network or configure the network to upgrade it to production quality. Because the Houdini is based on generating things procedurally, it has a lot of tools for managing extremely large of complex scene with support for generating and loading geometry and hiding details uh, at random time instead of keeping everything in memory. So you can package up a network and make them into new tools with their own interface without having to write any code. In Houdini, these tools are called digital asset. So let's talk about the nodes and network. Houdini lets you work in the 3D view using the shelf tool without having to worry about nodes and network. However, an understanding of network is essential for getting the most out of Houdini. First of all, Houdini network are like a computer file system. So where network are like folder and nodes are like files. Node can be sub-network and that's content over nodes. The root network contains a few pre-made network like geo, a send file network, and out where random nodes go. Networks have a type such as a geometry network or dynamic network that controls what type of node you can put in the network. And the same level called geo contain objects such as characters, props, and lights. Geometry object are subnetwork that contain geometry node that define the object's geometry. This two-level design is different from other packages such as Maya and 3ds Studio Max, where all nodes are in one level. And the scene level can also contain nodes that don't present object in the scene. There are purely subnetworks. For example, when you set up a simulation, the node defining the simulation are inside a dynamic subnet at the scene level. And Houdini user interface is divided into different type of panes, such as the 3D viewer, the network editor, and the parameter editor. Each pane can focus on a different network, but by default they are all set up to follow the same network as each other. Each node has a user interface of setting call it parameter. You can edit in the parameter editor pane to change the function of the node. And now let's talk about parent relationship. And first of all, let's talk about relationship between the nodes. Nodes have input and output. So you create relationship between nodes by wiring the output of one node to the input of another. And wiring can have a different meaning in different network types. Usually it means the data accurate of or proceed by one node is passed to the next node. However, at the same level, wiring object node establish parent relationship. No. Now let's talk about geometry and attribute. There are different type of geometry. Houdini support different type of geometry, such as polygons, knobs, and bezier. Geometric primitives such as circle and spheres, metaballs. Houdini refer to each piece of geometry of any of these type of as a primitive. For example, a polygon face is a primitive. A polygonal curve is a primitive. A metaball is a primitive. This is less than ideal terminology because some primitive have editable components. For example, polygon faces have points and vertices. Much of the information that make up a scene is stored in attributes. Hidden data stored on model, primitive points and vertices. For example, Houdini displays point at a position at the position in space defined by the position attribute. You can already view the actual attribute value on geometry in Houdini using the geometry spreadsheet. So this will conclude our today tutorial, and it's a short introduction about Houdini. So I don't want you guys to just jump into Houdini and start using it. It's a bad habit. First of all, to understand something, you have to know what the application is used for, in which domain it's used for. So now you understand that you can use Houdini like a standalone application. You can do everything inside of Houdini, and I'm gonna explain you later in later tutorial how you can use it for compositing, how it's like uh, Maya, 3DX Max, Nuke, and the same application. You have like a freedom inside of Houdini. You control everything, even not made by other people. And I'm gonna explain you about like how to make a digital asset. It's very important, and I'm gonna stop here today. I hope that you understand and you learn something from me. Please like the video